All right, what's up, everybody? GrimmGreen back here today. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Monday to ya. So today I actually wanted to talk about vapers and the upcoming 2020 presidential election. This is first and foremost a vaping-related channel, but vaping in and of itself has become a political global issue. I personally generally try to steer clear of a lot of political talk over here, but like I said, it's gonna be unavoidable. I've said many times on this YouTube that I am first and foremost a freedom guy. I'm also a registered libertarian. So that's the lens that a lot of this is going to be getting viewed through. And today we're going to be talking about, could vapers cost Trump the 2020 election? I believe that answer to be yes, and I'm going to explain why. So this whole thing was first brought to my attention via Paul Blair on Twitter. Paul Blair is the Americans for Tax Reform. He was responding to a tweet from Laura Ingraham, who was recently tweeting about the illicit THC cartridges and why the Trump administration was ignoring that. And Paul Blair said, exactly, limiting adult access to flavored nicotine e-cigarettes will kill people when they return to smoking cigarettes. In the name of health and freedom, we must preserve adult access to life-saving alternatives to smoking. Not doing so will cost Trump the election next year. And if you don't believe in the voting power of vapers, all you need to do is look at Wisconsin in 2016 and Senator Ron Johnson. Vapers got Senator Ron Johnson re-elected in Wisconsin in 2016. Not one poll at that time in Wisconsin showed him defeating his opponent, Russ Feingold. And then he won by almost 100,000 votes. And he even made a little video thanking the Vapers for making this happen.
Thank you, Vapers. You made tonight possible. I truly appreciate it. I will be on your
side. That's how that video ends. He says, I will be on your side. Keeping in mind, in Wisconsin in 2016, at that time, there were only a little over 260,000 vapers in the state. And then on September 18th, Paul Blair posted another tweet saying, I'm being told that there are people within the White House who don't believe my data on vapor voters. Let's break it down. The 12 states that will determine the outcome of the presidential election in 2020 and why I believe a flavor ban will cost Trump a second term. A thread. And then he just starts breaking it all down, starting with Florida. Donald Trump won Florida in 2016 by 113,000 votes. 5.3% of adults in Florida vape. There are over 900,000 adult vapers in Florida, and ATR polling shows that 4 out of 5 of these adults are single-issue voters on the issue of vaping. And he keeps going and keeps going. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, North Carolina, Wisconsin. And this is all based on federal voter data. And one helpful thing I'm going to be linking to down in the description is this great infographic made by Danielle Jones that shows these exact numbers. And you can go in yourself and see clear as day, not just Florida, but Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. Trump won by only 44,000 votes, and there are 457,000 vapers in the state of Pennsylvania. For ex-smokers, this is a very, very personal issue. And there's already a lot of distrust between vapers and big government. For years and years and years, big government tells smokers just quit or die. And then when a smoker takes that step to finally quitting tobacco cigarettes using a flavored vapor product, now the government wants to take that away. I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is a bigger issue than vaping. This is a freedom issue at its core. Today, it's just flavored vapor products, which if you're not a smoker and you're not a vapor, you kind of just go, sure, we'll take away their flavored vapor products. That doesn't affect me. It's a slippery slope and a dangerous precedent to take because someday it will be going after something that you love. We have fruit flavored beer, we have candy flavored vodka, and I feel like if I am an of age, legal, adult, free American citizen, I should have the option to vape on flavored nicotine products. Far, far less harmful nicotine vapor products. But this obviously doesn't just end on Twitter. MarketWatch.com also picked up this story and said, according to data cited by Axios, more than 4 million people in swing states were regular vapers in 2016, and that number has only increased since then. And in addition to the wonderful infographic that Danielle Jones put together, Axios.com kind of put together their own graph showing the same data. And you can see in places like Michigan and Wisconsin, where Donald Trump only won by about 23,000 votes, and now there are 265,000 adult vaping voters in the state. Donald Trump kind of now has roughly 13 million vapers in the United States that are not going to be voting for him in 2020. Or I should say, won't be voting for him in 2020 if him and his FDA continue down this path of vapor prohibition. In fact, here's a pro tip. If any politicians out there want the support of about 13 million vapers nationwide, all you have to do is come out in favor of tobacco harm reduction. Just acknowledge, like the rest of the world is acknowledging, that vapor products are far, far less harmful than traditional deadly combustible tobacco cigarettes. Adult vapers represent a huge part of the political constituency. And as you saw from Wisconsin and Ron Johnson, we absolutely do have the ability to change the outcome of an election. Vapers are a tight-knit, passionate group of people, myself included, and I'll be damned after finding the best way to get off of traditional tobacco cigarettes. I'll be damned if I'm gonna let the government take that choice away from me. But I actually think that's where we're gonna end this video today. As always, I would love to get your thoughts down in those comments below. Who are you voting for in 2020? As for me, well, I can't answer that question, but I will say I'll be voting for anyone who believes in science-based legislation, because the science is there. Vaping is going to change the world, and flavors are going to help it. Anyway, that's what I got for today, everybody. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, we are 13 million strong. We vape and we vote.